Hello, Writing Workshop. If you are watching this video in class, I just gotta say I appreciate your patience with me needing a sub this early in the semester. I told you guys a little bit about my 2-month-old, almost 3-month-old son who has a condition called PKU. He will need a monthly doctor's appointment, so you might occasionally have a substitute teacher for me. Just so happens that this one happened early in the semester. If you are watching this video from home simply because you are not at school today and just wanted to do this to stay on top of your work, props to you for figuring this out so early in the semester. I hope that this video is helpful for you in catching up before I see you in class again. This video should be rather short. Just want to walk through a couple of things from today's lesson. There will be another little video today that walks through the paragraph organization notes as you see on your agenda. 2 objectives today. One is to identify the steps of the writing process. That's what we're doing right now. The 4 parts of the paragraph would be in our how to organize a paragraph notes. I'll do that as a separate video here. I hope by now you've done your journal entry. You've come into class, pulled out your journal, and written your about a half page or more about what the main purpose of writing is. Every Monday in class, I plan to do a Make You Think Monday. I'm pulling a Mr. Pongo and just trying to attach different interesting things to do on days of the week. I'm going to try to use kind of a thought-provoking journal prompt every Monday here. All you're doing this time, if you haven't started writing yet, is to explain what the purpose of writing is, or the main purpose of writing, I should say. Usually when we journal in class, I'll open up the floor for people to share their ideas, maybe get some discussion going in class as well. If you have a sub for me and you have not done this as a class just yet, I'm going to ask you to do that after this little video about the writing process. Let me pull up our picture of the writing process. I should note, you can actually see the writing process on a poster near the clock in my classroom. It's up on that back wall. It's really big and wide. It's like a big rectangular poster. I'll pull it up on the screen though too. Actually, it looks like that fits just perfectly within the frame. So this is an image of the writing process right here. And there's a couple of things that I really love about this chart and how it breaks down writing into 4 distinct parts: pre-writing, drafting, editing, and publishing. The key word in this entire system is process right there. I think one of the big reasons why people fear writing is they think of it as this very insurmountable, difficult task. It's as if it's a single task that has to be completed. Really, writing should be broken down into 4 distinct tasks, and by taking those tasks one by one and in smaller bites, it not only makes writing less stressful, but it also makes the end result, the end product, much, much cleaner and better. First step in the writing process is pre-writing. Notice that it follows kind of this line. Drafting gets a little bit different. We'll get there in a moment. But pre-writing would just be everything you do before, pre means before, you actually get into writing out your ideas on paper. Notice that pre-writing contains a lot of different strategies. Some of these strategies don't even involve pencil and paper at all. At its most advanced, we've got outlining, which we will do extensively in this class. Pre-writing could be identifying your audience, defining purpose. I asked you guys about what is the purpose of writing in today's journal entry. Maybe you identified various purposes that writing is used for. Pre-writing is good for defining the purpose of a specific work. Just straight up thinking, not even writing things down, but just getting ideas straight in your head before you put them down is a form of pre-writing. Discussing. I'm one of those people who learns best when I'm able to talk out loud with someone about it. That could be pre-writing. Gathering ideas, reading or annotating, researching is a form of pre-writing. We'll learn about that with our research paper. Free writing, kind of like what you do in your journal entries. And then outlining, as I'm sure you've done for essays before. We'll get into outlining in these next few weeks here. Second step is drafting, and this is possibly what I love most about this chart. Notice that drafting is a circle within itself. It is a loop. You can do as many times as you need. Drafting is where you're actually putting pen to paper or putting fingers to keyboard and actually writing out your ideas. Notice that drafting, again, goes in a circle. you may not be done drafting with one draft. It's a matter of writing your draft, having someone review it. Could be yourself, could be a teacher, could be a peer. Draft again, revise it, fix it up, and then do it again. Speaking of the research paper, that'll be the only one that we turn in multiple drafts for. But as we break down essays into more manageable chunks, we will be drafting bit by bit. Drafting is about putting your ideas in order, sequencing them, organizing them paragraph by paragraph. Rethinking, maybe you had an idea in your outline and you find as you're typing it out in your draft that it doesn't work. It allows you to fix it on the fly. Supporting, fixing word choice, those kinds of things you get to do as you actually write. Notice this is the longest step in the writing process. It's also the one that will feel like the most work. Third step in the writing process is editing. So a lot of people mix up revising and editing. Revising is fixing up your ideas or their organization. So you might have a paragraph that you want to move earlier or later within your essay. That's revising. Or you might have a sentence that you realize doesn't make any sense ideologically. That's revising. It's fixing up the ideas of your essay. Editing is also fixing the essay, but it's fixing those more language-related issues. Things like grammar, punctuation, spelling, formatting, citations in a research paper, works cited in a research paper. Editing is about making sure that all of the language is working well, and that your essay is properly punctuated. You may know this better as proofreading, but I would argue that proofreading contains both revising and editing. We'll get some practice with editing in these next few weeks, but you should know that we'll be building our knowledge of grammar rules all semester. The last step in the writing process is publishing. And publishing, I don't really know what these three things are right here. The thing you should know with publishing is that for us it's about formatting and really making sure that your written work looks pretty. It's things like your heading at the top of your paper, your font, your spacing, your margins. It's making sure that all those finishing touches are done so that your essay or whatever written work is ready to turn in. One thing I'll mention about the writing process here is that it's got 4 stages for 4 major writing assignments for us. So as we work through our units for this course, we'll have a different focus each time. With the college application essay, our main focus is going to be pre-writing. I want you to see that when you develop an effective plan beforehand, it makes the rest of the process much easier. With the persuasive research essay, our big focus will be on drafting. It's our longest essay, so by far that'll be the one that we devote the most time to the actual writing of. The big focus with the creative analysis essay is editing. At that point in the semester, we'll be pretty much done with new grammar, so it gives us a chance to show what we know grammatically. With our resume, the big focus is going to be publishing. How do we really pretty up our writing and present it to an audience? I want to remind you, as we close out this video, the writing process is not designed to burden you. It's designed to lift that burden, especially maybe for those of you who have tended to try to tackle writing as one big chunk before. Use this process to break it into more manageable parts, and I think you'll find writing to be much less stressful. And I think you'll also find that your skills are maybe much stronger than you already know.